And hopefully that worked. Let's see. I think we're 5 seconds in now. Hello and welcome to the Crunchin podcast, where we take a bite out of the convention going experience. And today I am joined by two wonderful returning guests in Keth-El and JT Lovecraft. Today we're going to be talking about our experience with Fan Expo Canada in Toronto. And I'm really excited to get this one going here.
Awesome.
Just double checking we're up, and yeah, we are live for sure. Because it sucks when I got to redo the whole intro. Good job, Blake, for
Professionals.
once. But yeah, anyways, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
Good, man.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks
Okay,
for having me.
I've got this video that my girlfriend made fun of me for, but I'm gonna put it up. She didn't know me when I had long hair, so it's fair.
It's like Zoolander. It's awesome, dude.
It like got stuck at the end.
I knew you when you had long hair. I get the veterans discount.
Yeah. Yeah, I met both of you when I had long hair, actually.
Dude.
But yeah, so I think we're just gonna start off quickly with Keith. We'll hit our first round of goings. Maybe we can either go. Do you want to go day by day and talk about what happened, or do you want to pick and choose what you want to talk about?
Doesn't matter. Whatever's easiest for everybody.
Okay.
I know before the show started, JT was saying he was only there one day. Which day were you there?
I was there
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday. Okay, so the insanity day. Okay. Okay. Well, I was only there 3 days. I went came up Friday. Was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I've done 4 days in the past. And as I was saying before the show started, the first time I went to Fan Expo back in 2019, I only did the one day, and that was insane. So I'm looking forward to hearing JT's take on doing one day. Well, my con newness back in 2019, I went specifically for the autographs. So I was there for the autographs only, and it was sardines have more space than I had. And after getting the autographs that I could handle, my body said, "Get out of there now." And I went out the same way I came in, and I literally saw nothing else but the people where I got the autograph.
Just the autograph table.
The same stuff in and out, and I was out. So it was just insanity on a stick for me. But I've learned from that and have started trying to go whenever possible to multiple days to make it easier to get autographs, easier to see more of things because you can plan it out more. And
Yep.
so like my goal on Friday was to try and get as many of the celebrity autographs that I wanted done so that I didn't have to worry about trying to do anything on Saturday or Sunday. As it worked out, I got 95% of the autographs on the Friday, had one left that I needed to get, and I saved that till Sunday because Saturday was just insanity. So Saturday ended up being my play day, right? Going and seeing a lot of things. So Friday I was in the autograph area pretty much the whole day. My friends that I came up with were over in the South Building exploring all the attractions. So Paramount, Marvel, Star Wars.
How many people did you end up going with?
I came up with two, and it's I came up with two because their reservation for some reason got canceled on them. We kind of discussed it and thought that the Airbnb they had booked just decided they could make a lot more money and just canceled their reservation at the last minute on them so they could turn around and charge more because they suddenly realized, oh, that's Fan Expo weekend, right?
Yeah.
But I already had a
crazy.
room booked, and I said, hey, if you guys need a spot and you're stuck, you can come crash with me. So we had so I had company for the con instead, which was nice, a nice change, and we could plan things out together, similar costumes, things like that. But I didn't see much of them on Friday. We drove up together. We left our stuff in the car. Got changed and went straight to the convention. and then we kind of lost each other because I was in the north building in the autograph lines, and they were in the south building, and then we sort of
Hey, we know what that's like, Blake.
Yeah.
and so Friday I spent it getting caught up with Laura Vandervoort, Christian Kruk. I gotta look at my statues. But yeah,
Yeah. What Funkos did you get signed?
yeah. So I did Michael Kudlitz. I broke down and got the photo with him. So I got oops. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So there's oops. Michael. So oops.
Here, I can make yours bigger.
Yeah, there's a glare there, but it's Michael Kudlitz.
Yeah.
I'm in my Kingdom Come.
Yeah, I remember
Superman.
it shows up when you hold it right in front of you. That's from, it was like that before. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. There we go. A little better.
That's
But
cool.
he was Lex Luthor on the last season of Superman and Lois with Tyler Hoechlin and Bitsy Tulloch. So I had to get that done to get a Luthor in my collection. And then I got Christian Kruk finally after several years of trying. And then I got Michael to sign a Lex Luthor Funko, one that he was in the battle armor. So it made sense. And Laura signed her Smallville Funko. Chris and I just got a regular photograph with because they don't have a Lena Lang Funko. And
They should.
yeah, they should, but they don't.
She was like a main character.
Yeah. And then I got Brandon Roth to sign the custom Funko that I have of his Kingdom Come suit from the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths, where he got to be super again. And then Sunday I got Tom Welling to sign his Funko. So those were my goals for the weekend, but I got most of that done on the Friday, which was nice. And then and then on Saturday was just the play around day. So we got into the south
Just the
building.
photo with George Newbern, right? You didn't actually meet him?
Yeah, just the photo with George, with you and Natalie on Sunday. So, and then so Saturday was the play day. I was in the South Building most of the day, doing the photo ops. So at the Canon or the Hasbro 360 booth, the the Canon booth, we just did a whole bunch of things. I got tons of photos.
I missed out on doing a couple of the photo booth stuff. Some of that was cool. I hope they bring that back.
Oh yeah, the 360 was fun.
I just saw the lines and I was like, "Ooh, I don't know."
Yeah, well,
I didn't even see any of that.
Yeah, depending on where that was, the
South building.
what it was, the lines moved very quickly. The Marvel versus booth, where they had like up on the walls, they had like Thor versus Loki and Iron Man versus Ultron and all that. We got in there and had some fun with that one too, and it was kind of neat because one of the photographers at the Marvel booth was wearing a Green Lantern T-shirt, so it was just kind of funny. But that was where that shot with Frankie came that I posted on my Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Frankie was a guy in a wheelchair, older gentleman, but obviously some sort of physical disability, some sort of challenge, right? Be it cerebral palsy or whatever it is. But he was so excited to see Sylvia and I, one of my traveling companions, because she was dressed as Supergirl from the Flash movie. He was so excited to see both of us that he kept shaking our hands and introducing himself to us. So when he got in to get his photographs, his worker invited us to join in on the photographs, and we got some great photos with him. The camera guy was so touched by what we did, and it made Frankie's day and ours, quite honestly, that he sent us all the shots with Frankie too. Like, even though they weren't our shots, he thought we might like a copy of the shots for ourselves, and he was just so touched by that. The odd part about that is he forgot to send me my photos, so we had to go back to the booth and get him to send the other photos. But that's how we found that out, that he thought he was so impressed with what we did, so touched by what we did, that he sent us those photos too. So Saturday was just a lot of fun. I got a new shot for the Can cosplay cards, the trading cards that you can get right in the cosplay room, and there we go. That's the one.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to pull up your page before the stream. I was just getting
Yeah,
it
no,
now.
that's okay. Yeah, so that's Frankie there.
That's a cool
And
background too. That looks like a comic book. That's sweet.
yeah, yeah, that was the Marvel versus booth. So the first day they had Spider-Man and Venom, I think, and then Saturday was this, and then Sunday was looked like, from the way they had the banners up outside the booth, that it was going to be Iron Man and Ultron, but they had 3 different backgrounds that they were changing to. So yeah, so we had some fun. That's Canadian Angel cosplay with as X-23 with Wolvie there. So and
The dead skeleton
Oh, I
of
saw,
adamantium.
I think I saw her carrying the skeleton around.
yeah, well, she's got a great photo with Daphne Keene, all like that too. So one of my con traditions is always to get a photo with her. That's Retro Mix King as Ronan. So
You don't see a whole lot of Ronin cosplayers from Endgame.
no, not a lot.
That's
So
really cool.
now he came up to us. Remember, he came up to us while we were
Yeah,
waiting
I
for
remember I asked if he was Ronin or not. I was double checking, and I was like, that's a really cool cosplay.
Yeah, well, like I said to you after, I said, no idea who that is, and then he sent me the picture, and also I went, oh, okay, and I apologized to him that I didn't recognize him, and he
That
said that was
happens a
okay.
lot at the con.
Yeah, he said it was okay because his voice was a little muffled in the mask, right? And I'd only met him like a month or so ago at the Gotham City Comics barbecue where we were invited up as cosplayers. Um, so that was a fun event, but yeah, and so that was my Saturday. Sunday we got into a couple of photo ops because I went and got the photo with, or the autograph from Tom, and
That's cool.
Natalie came over and was talking to me for a minute. That's Natalie there next to Kristen, and she had broke down and decided to get this shot and asked me if I wanted in. Well, she still had to pay me for the shot we did with the Superman actors, so I said, fine, I'll jump in and we're even. And she went fine, so I ended up scoring an extra photo op out of it. So and this is this is one of the
That's a
best.
nice picture. Everyone's got a good smile going on there.
Yep. And at least Laura
Even
was
Lex
money
Luthor.
years on me this time. So.
You know what's kind of visually poetic in this picture is the way everyone is positioned. It's like wide at the top and it tapers down. And look at the I always call it the S. I know it doesn't mean like Superman, the S symbol for Superman, but it
Oh, like
looks
the
like
shape of
everyone's
the people is
yeah,
almost the shape
everybody
of
is
the
yeah,
shield. I
yeah,
see that.
Kryptonian something. Yeah.
Now I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You're all standing in a heart shape.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a quick photo, a good photo. I really kind of liked getting in on that, which was
Yeah, that's
fun.
a good trade-off.
Yeah, I thought it was fair. So, and
This is the other one.
this is the other one from Sunday. So these are all the actors that played Superman. Now I know I'm stealing part of Blake's gig here.
No,
because
go ahead.
this is
I'm in
something-
on this one too. It's okay. I can still talk more about them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, like when I posted up those 2 shots on my Insta, I was like, this is the majority of my life right here in 2 pictures, because Smallville was on for 10 seasons and I watched it religiously, and these guys are all defining Superman for me, for Blake, for lots of us. So right, because it's Tom Welling, Tyler Hoechlin, George Newbern, and Brandon Roth. So
Well, these guys take up my entire life up to this point now, with George Newbern being from Justice League.
yeah.
So as long as I can remember, like being 4 or 5 years old when that show came out, I've been watching him, and then I watched Tom, and then I watched Brandon in the movie, and then most recently I watched Tyler, and I
Yeah.
think I can't like decide who my favorite is, but in my post I shared that, like George Newbern is kind of the Superman that I know the best, and he's the one I hear when I read the comics,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I never noticed till now. George is standing on his tippy toes.
Yeah, it's because Brandon is so tall.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
He's
So,
like bent over and he's almost towers over everyone.
oh yeah, he was. Yeah, and he's such a gracious guy, so nice, so much fun to talk to, and it's just phenomenal. So yeah, and then for the stuff I picked up, now the Hallmark ornament is and the Superman there, the Super Friends Superman. That's after the con. I didn't get those at the con, but the pins there, that's out of my mystery box. So I picked up 2 mystery boxes, a Voltron box and a Superman box. And by all accounts, and it's going to sound weird when I say that, this Voltron box was a better score than the Superman box, but they both had great stuff in them. When I bought the 2 boxes, I got a small mini mystery box, and I chose the pin one with pins. So I got 4 or 5 extra pins because I've started getting into collecting lapel pins. And so there's the tumblers and the or the pint glasses. Sorry, let me say that right. The pint glasses and the snow globe out of the Voltron box, keychain magnet, and the crest pin there. Um,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, and then the Superman was
Was that with the Wonder Woman here?
yeah, the wallet, which is always fun.
Oh, that wallet is because I'm big into comic books. I have to know like the bigger key issues. That's Action Comics 1, I think, right? The book that's like, yeah, it's like $1 million book or something like that.
Yeah, pretty close. Like
Crazy.
Action Comics is number 1 is the
That's
$1 million
the one with
book.
the car.
Superman number 1. That's what this one's
Yeah.
based on. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen like I'm pointing at the wallet. But that's Superman number 1, and that's just as iconic as well. So
yeah, I remember like a yellow kind of border and like yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then keychain, a big chibi plush there, and then I think and then the over the shoulder bag, like a crossbody bag. So
that's cool. I need
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with the take on all 3 for that. And then I managed to find a print of so there's my long-awaited shot with Kristen. And I reminded her that she was supposed to be there in 2019 when I first went, and and I found out later on that everybody'd been reminding her of that. Finally, you got here, because her flights were getting canceled or delayed. She was somewhere
Yeah.
with bad weather, and her flights literally got canceled out from under her because of the weather, and so she couldn't make it. So I finally got that. There's Michael Kudlitz.
Oh, there's a good picture of it.
Yeah, and it's neat because I got to talk to Michael at Frightmare in the Falls 2 years ago before season 4 for the final season.
I was there. I
Frightmare?
think that was the one. Yeah, because I went to Frightmare at the Falls to get a Hellboy and Abe Sapien dual photo op, and they also had Deep Roy there as well. Yeah, I think I was at the same one you were at, but I didn't know you at the time. That's neat.
I went to Frightmare specifically because Carrie Elwes was there to get my Wesley Funko from Princess Bride signed, and looked over and saw Kudlitz there, and there was nobody at his booth. So I went, I'm going over, and I went over and just had a 5-10 minute chat with him about his introduction in the end of season 4 of Superman and Lois, and then how excited he was to look forward to the next season. He was telling me all sorts of stuff and about it and how excited he was, and we started following each other on Instagram, and we've talked back and forth. So when he announced that he was coming, it's like, dude, wow. I'm coming to you. And
that's sick.
Awesome.
The same with Laura. The minute the Kara Kent Funko came out, I messaged her saying, I got something for you to sign, and she had just announced that she was coming to Fan Expo, and it's like she was all down for it, and because we've been talking since I interviewed her last year at London Comic Con. So
yeah, he did a panel with Laura Vandervoort. That was really cool. That's when I first met Keith.
That's when I first met,
and Laura.
Yeah. Because when she got announced as a guest, I reached out to the organizers and said, hey, who do I have to do to interview Laura? And they were very nice and said, there's probably going to be some media that has to do it, but we'll keep your name in the hat. And a couple days before, they reach out and say, hey, you got the gig, buddy. You're interviewing her. So I did all my research, got all these questions, went and talked to her just before the interview to make sure what she wanted to talk about. And we just had a great time and have been fast friends ever since. So
that's the beauty of it, man. It doesn't matter if you're a big or small content creator. If you throw your name out there, even a larger con will throw you a bone. And that is sweet. Because you'll have that under your belt forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's how I walked up to her at the con. I said, "How's the world's best interviewee?" Because that was literally my first ever like panel of any type, and she made it so easy, and she was so helpful and so patient with me while I was trying to figure this out, and we just had a great time. So
very cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, overall, I had a great time at the con. When I said earlier, I went up with 2 friends. Normally, I go by myself, but the thing is, I know so many people in the cosplay community from some of the other things that I do that I have a lot of people that I'm going to meet there that I can tag along with, hang out with. But this was the first time I actually had traveling companions and somebody to plan stuff around at the con. Usually I'm just wandering around. If I see somebody I know, great. Right. The best time I had at the con was, it's going to sound weird, but collecting cousins. So I was in my super suits all weekend. So I was in the gun suit or the new Superman suit. So anytime I saw anybody else dressed as Superman or Supergirl, whatever version, I tried to grab a photo with as many as I could. And a couple of them have ended up as new friends, new followers on my Instagram account, which is nice. And
the super people.
Yeah. So expanding the super family from across the multiverse, because I got a dark Supergirl, I got a somebody that was doing Supergirl as, I'm going to get the name wrong, the big comfy couch lady, the doll for the big couch. So she was doing that. She had the wig.
Allison Court.
Yeah, but she was doing it as Supergirl. So she had the wig and the freckles. I thought she was Raggedy Ann for a minute, and then she explained it to us while we were in line for the Canon booth. Right.
That's genius.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was great. Any variation I saw. I even got stopped by a couple playing Clark Kent and Lois Lane, and they interviewed me, asking me if I was punk rock or not. Right. It was just so funny. It's so much fun. And of course, the kids walking to and from the hotel, the kids and the horn honks and things like that. Even had my friend Sylvia laughing because she'd be dressed she was doing a Sailor Moon Princess Leia mashup one day, and I'm in my super suit and we're getting horn honks and people yelling, "Hey, Superman," and things like that, and she's just laughing her ass off at it because she hadn't experienced that before, right? So it was just a lot of fun. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, cosplaying is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think I've started to get further and further into it now.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to you, Keith. That was I really liked. No, that's okay. We pretty much covered like all the stuff you got, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to post it. I'm still trying to put some stuff together yet.
Yeah. And follow Keith. His handle's right under his name there.
Yeah.
On Instagram, you can find all of the stuff there.
Oh, hey, JT got the right corner.
Dude, it's flipped on this one. I don't know. I like.
Yeah, I never point the right way. I never point the right way, but yeah, I was just gonna throw it over to JT and see if he's got maybe a story he wants to share about Saturday.
Yeah, so I mean, I was there Saturday, and Percy Mann and I were planning on going loosely because I made it apparent to him that before the con it was a very last minute decision, but I think I can swing going because I almost wasn't gonna go. But going a little bit backwards, I also kind of planned around seeing Ewan McGregor because he was announced. And in London, you probably heard on another one of his podcasts, or just me online. Yeah, I went to London, England, in the UK, and when I was at Star Wars Celebration, I had Hayden Christensen and Rosario Dawson do the Jedi of the Republic symbol on me. And since I already had the 3 Clone Wars voice actors for Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan do this one, I was trying to get the live action, so the 3 and 3. So when I was in London, to keep it short, the 2 of them said yes, but Ewan couldn't do it because he was filming for the Gentleman in Moscow movie. But he says, "Oh no, I'll get you next time. I'll get you." I'm like, okay, and the staff is the reason that he said no. Basically, like they heightened the reasoning behind why he couldn't just lean over quick and go. Anyways, it already was stenciled out and everything, so that was kind of a bummer. So then I said to him, I'm like, "Hey, dude, look, you're getting your Revenge of the Sith poster signed. I was wondering if I can come with you to line, because if one of your friends are waiting in line, and this goes for other cons too, because I've seen this happen, and in person as well. When I was in Japan for Star Wars Celebration last April, our good friend Charlie was getting a Rosario Dawson autograph, and I left the hotel we were staying at early to meet up with him, as quick as I can to get in line with him. I see him in line. It's like one of those long, swervy lines, right? Because Rosario Dawson is a heavy name. And I see him like, "Yo, Charlie, yo, right here." And I asked the staff, I'm like, "Yo, that's my friend. Can I get in line with him?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, great. So I'm going to miss out on meeting her with him when he gets that signed because, whatever stipulation." So I asked him if I could wait in line with him when he gets his poster signed, because it would give me another chance to get close and have Ewan McGregor complete the tattoo. I was going to have him draw a circle around it. It's a little bit poetic that he's the last one. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. And it's Ewan McGregor, right? So
Yeah.
that was the last piece of the puzzle I needed. And I'm telling Percy, I'm like, "Look, man, I'm running a little bit late. I did not anticipate this amount of traffic." He says, "Okay, man, we're in this room now. They let us in the con early, etc." And there's a bunch of people. So much so that Ewan McGregor is like one of those high A-list celebrities that when they invite him, he's not on like the celebrity wall anymore. Sometimes he goes behind like that black curtained booth for signing, and then you get funneled out so you can't see him. No, this dude was downstairs in a back room kind of deal. It was like a VIP, mission or something like that. So
Yeah, there was a small theater
he-
where everyone was lining up to wait for him.
yeah, and I've only been to the convention once before, and the first time I went, it was huge, and I thought I was in the right room because it was such a huge room. I'm like, "Oh, it's only a 1-room convention." Wrong. I asked the convention, I'm like, "Where are the other celebrities?" He's like, "Oh, you want to go to the North building?" I'm like, "North what?" So he's like, "You want to go this way, left, right, up, down?" And then, okay, and then you turn the corner. I'm like, "All right, I'll find it." I go up like 5 escalators down 2, and it's like, "Oh, okay, there's
This
a
is why I
massive
sent you
wall."
all the info beforehand.
Dude, yeah, dude, you literally sent me a treasure map. I was trying to find where the Hugh McGregor signing was, and yeah, we eventually found each other via geolocating, sending each other pictures of like where we are live at the con. Like, "Come to here, okay? I'm looking for you. Come to here." And we finally meet up. I can't call the dude. I can't hear him. He's like, "My phone connection's terrible." Okay, send another picture. I'm waiting out in the open. All of a sudden, I hear, "JT!" Turn around. "Let's go!" I hug her because we're running late. We're running so late.
Yeah,
And,
my
and his
girlfriend
girlfriend,
was holding our space in line.
yeah, and you were like fairly towards the front too. So I mean, if they started moving and she didn't have the redemption ticket or whatever, it would have been a nightmare. But it was by the skin of our teeth, right? We go down there, jump in line. The dude almost wasn't gonna let us get back in line. You're like, "Dude, that's my girlfriend. I'm getting up there." We just ignore this. We're like, no, I'm not dealing with this right now. This is too important. So we get up there, and then the dude is like, "Oh, whatever," and he runs off, does whatever. And then I'm like, "Hey, nice to meet
I
you."
forgot
To
about
Blake's
that.
girlfriend, right? I'm like, "Nice to meet you." We're waiting in line. We're talking a little bit. I'm like, "Okay, the moment of truth. If it doesn't happen now, it's probably not gonna happen ever because, the situations before." We get up in line, and Percy, they wheel over the poster. "I loved you in this. I loved you in that. You're so awesome. I appreciate glazing the guy. I mean, you do that even if you have things on your mind that you're planning on saying to him, or any celebrity that meant a lot to you. sometimes your mind just races, or you just completely forget the questions, so you just explode, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm listening, like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
tried to
dude,
get as much out as I could
in a short period of time, because those
like
staff, they're like kicking
I
you
get
out.
like 20 seconds not even to say what I want to them, and I'm just like, I was like, I like doing this, you know, Attack of the Clones. I grew up, that was my shit. You're the best Jedi detective ever.
Right.
And then like I actually liked Birds of Prey. Like he probably was surprised that I said that. And then I was like, maybe you could be in the next DCU, but you better be, the rumors of you in Ahsoka season 2 better be true. And I was like trying to get him to like make a face or
Dude,
whatever, but
which was the perfect transition, by the way. I appreciate you ending it on that, because it was like, as soon as you said that, he's like, "Oh, what's her name, man? What's her name?" And he's like, "Oh, Blake. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, cool, man. Good to see you. Thank you for coming." And as you guys do that, you shake hands. The person behind him, working with him, slowly is pushing the other item. So I like jet in from behind him, like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm with him. I'm his friend. I don't know if you remember me, Ewan, but you promised me in London that you would do my tattoo idea, and then I did this, and I plopped my arm on the table. It's got double tables, and I pulled out my Sharpie. I'm like," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember." And I'm like, "Well, I was wondering if you can just draw a circle, and it's staff lady to the right of us, right before you walk out." No, sorry, no. I'm like, "Dude, not again." And then he's like, "Well, what do you mean? Draw a circle? What?" He showed some interest, right? And I'm like, "It'll take 2 seconds. It could have been
yeah,
done
it
by
looked
now."
like he would have done it.
Yeah.
And then the staff was like, "Nope, sorry. I'm sorry." She's saying that off to the side, and Ewan McGregor's like, "Oh well, man, I'm sorry, I can't." It's kind of hard to draw a circle where I'm standing, and what we're doing here. So I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, all right, appreciate you, and I walk out, and I'm like, and Blake's like, because he's got his poster. The duality of man.
Yeah.
And
But
then
on the plus side, he remembered.
he remembered that is good. But the point of it all was that he was going to complete it and everything like that. And I even kind of set myself up in the mindset where if he doesn't do it now, it's probably not gonna happen. So it literally is a 50-50 shot, even if he did remember me, right? And sure enough, the staff is the reason that it happened again. Which, by the way, Fan Expo, get your stuff together, dude. Like, it isn't just you and McGregor's staff; it's other staff too that are just giving people hard times. I don't know if it's because it's a larger con, or if you just have volunteers that are not like checked, but a
Yeah,
lot of
it's like a top
unfriendly.
5 biggest con in North America, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's very
Top
unfriendly.
10 for sure.
Yeah, so we're waiting for his poster to dry, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry," and he's patting me on the back, and I'm like, it is what it is, right? So let's go do something." And then your girlfriend gets up, goes to meet up with her friends, and then you and I would go upstairs. I'm like, we were planning on getting the dual photo op with Marty McFly and Doc Brown, so let's do it. And he says, "Okay, cool." And we go upstairs, and we're like, "Okay, we got to go to the booth and whatever, get the ticket, because
Yeah,
I
well, we're
didn't
waiting in
pre-buy it."
line for the photo op.
Right. Yeah. And so then on the way to the photo op, because we have like 20 or 30 minutes to kill or something, I see Bitsy Tulak, or I
Yeah.
hope I pronounced it right,
Cool.
name. So there was nobody in her line, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, hey, dude, didn't you say you wanted to meet her, get your thing signed? And you look at your CD, and you're like, "Yeah, are you cool with that?" I'm like, "Let's do it." So I'm like, I don't, I'm not into Superman in the sense that I just haven't gotten into it yet, because there's a ton of stuff, right?
I could take over
Um,
that part though. I
yeah,
got
yeah,
the
go ahead. Sure.
when I went and met Bitsy, I got the trio to sign the season 4
Nice.
Blu-ray that I got, and that's something that I started doing, is getting some people to sign like movie sleeves, because it's hard to like, I got a book of 8x10s, but it's kind of like also hard to display stuff. And like if you got a collection of movies, you can kind of display them in different ways or whatever. It's kind of a smaller, condensed way. Anyways, but yeah, when I met with Bitsy, that was pretty cool talk. We were talking about her journey in mainly from season 3 and on about her cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
And like how I related to that, and how I lost like a cousin really early this year. My cousin Rebecca, she died of brain cancer at early age, in the early 30s. And so the show is really cathartic for me and helped me kind of push through that a bit more. And it was interesting to see, because I kind of stopped watching the show for a bit, and then I don't know, the nothing to do, nothing, just my own stupidity really. I just like that egg where all the Kryptonians were in this egg, and they would like, he has like a brother. I was kind of like, I don't know if I like this 100% or not, and I just kind of put it on the back burner after I watched that initial season.
Yeah.
But then leading up to this Comic-Con, like a month or two ago, maybe 2 months ago, yeah, I started finishing it, and I bought it season by season, and then I got the final season, and I made sure I watched it before I went, and I was like maybe a week or two before Fan Expo, I finally finished it, and yeah,
You were telling me. So.
it was a wild ride. It was a good show, and yeah, so
Yeah,
met
that
with
whole
Tyler, met
part
with
was so
Michael
powerful.
as well, but yeah, I had kind of an emotional and a good conversation with Bitsy, and
You were
JT
holding it
was,
together.
yeah, JT was there.
I mean, I was just there, dude. You guys were talking up a storm for like 25 something minutes, which was pretty cool. I mean, there was nobody in her line, but
Yeah.
she's like,
It felt,
I
yeah,
got
it was
time to
like
kill.
maybe 15, 20 minutes, I thought. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it was
We were
pretty cool.
just
And
talking about her show, her other shows, and other stuff. Yeah, she's
she
really
pointed at
cool.
me as we walk away. She's like, "You better get into Superman." I'm like, "Guilty as charged. I will do. Will do."
Yeah, we can sniff you guys out when you haven't seen the shows or whatever, or you don't know about Superman. It's like, oh, I'm taking you to the theater right now.
Right. No, but that was pretty cool though. And I think actually before that, when we come upstairs, that's when we met Keith, briefly downstairs. You were hanging out in like the main area, and I got to meet you for the
Uh-huh.
first time, very briefly.
I'm
Oh
trying
I
yeah,
to
was only
remember
there.
where it was, but I know you guys bumped into each other.
yeah. It was on the 100 level there where they had the cosplay guests.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
right
that
where
big
you were,
white
like in the
area,
yeah, where you were
Yeah.
in
big
the
white
thing
area on
costume.
the ground level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you were in your civvies. I miss seeing your Grim or your Ben Grimm.
Yeah.
The videos that I've seen, especially with Wayne Cup, that was a good one. 12:30. But yeah, I think it was right there in like level 100 where they had the cosplay guests and all that, where people seem to be collecting to do other shoots and things. And yeah, it was just really quick because I think we were both on our way to something. I was trying to catch my friends, and you guys were
We
on
were
your way.
going up to get our photo op, yeah, for the Back to the
So
Future thing. So after we do that, we talk to Bitsy, and then it's like perfect timing. And as soon as we get out of the line talking with her, Percy's friend Chano, I meet him.
Oh,
He
you met
shows
my
up.
friend Chano, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was waiting for us to get done talking. He was like watching us, I guess, from behind, but I didn't see him. I didn't know him at the time. And
So
then
he's dressed up as Mr. Fantastic in the pictures. I'll try and share a couple pictures.
Reed Richards, yeah, we'll get to that. And he's walking with us, and we're like, yeah, we're about to actually go to the Back to the Future dual photo op with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. And he says, okay, yeah, I'll be right after, right out, right. And then we go over there and we're waiting in line, and we're just looking
You'll
at
like
the
this
thing.
story, Keith.
We're like, oh shoot, there's dog pool. What is dog pool? I'm like, no. And there's Peggy, like that ugly dog in Deadpool Wolverine. Got more clout than the three of us combined. I don't know, man. It had its own
This
booth.
ugly dog.
But we were waiting in line. We're like, nice, okay, cool. And then you're like, I don't know if it's any consolidation or if it means anything to you, but you and McGregor shook my hand, so I'm like, I think I know where you're going with this, but yeah, let's do it. Do you mind signing my arm? And you're like, if you want me to, like nervously, and I'm
Yeah, I did the circle for him.
just do it. It washed off already because I took showers and stuff, but you could vaguely see like a slight Sharpie outline. So the sentiment is there because obviously he shook your hand, and I just think it's cool because I can have a friend that I enjoyed the con with, that I was able to share his moment of his thing getting signed to. It's a commemorative thing, and Ewan
It
McGregor
was like a
remembered me
eureka
too.
moment too. I was like, wait, I
Yeah,
touched his hand.
and it's like it starts glowing, but and he remembered it too. So I mean, the sentiment is there. So I'm like, just do the honors.
Yeah.
Okay, so he signs it, and then which by the way, I'm gonna do a walk-in very soon and get that tattooed. But I had an idea.
Cool.
So after it gets done, whatever the next con is, either Star Wars Celebration or whatever, that I see him, I'm gonna get a photo op, and just like with Hayden and Rosario, I'm gonna have him,
Force it.
he'll hold my
Have him
Sharpie for me
point
and
at it?
practically touch the thing. That's
Yeah.
I'll catch him. I'll find a way. If it's not in the autograph center, I'll catch him.
Yeah.
But
I'm so jealous you got Rosario. Oh.
I met her a couple
I have
times.
a photo
Yeah.
with her, but I never got an autograph with her. I wish her lineups were crazy last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was it
that
Comic-Con?
was considered my autograph. So I don't have anything like signed by her, but she remembers me for that. And after the next couple times I met her, but
You
but
got
no,
the Tom Welling story ready?
yes, yeah, I was just gonna say. So we just get the picture done. By the way,
Nice.
the two of them, and he's obviously sitting. They're both sitting in the chair, and as we are like walking away,
I got one too.
yeah, as we're walking away, he puts his hand on Christopher Lloyd's shoulder, like just like a tap, and they're just like, "Hey, man, just thank you for coming out. We really appreciate you guys." And I think they like smiled or something like that. But they were just quiet the whole time.
They
Michael
seem
J.
really
Fox,
nice.
he's not doing good, and Christopher Lloyd's getting older too. So but they were enjoying their time sitting next to each other and whatnot. And we're like, wow, that was quick, but I feel like that was worth it. Just like, because you'll never get that opportunity again, right? So we're starstruck and everything, and we get out in the line, and then we're picking up our bags, and behind the black curtains, like the celebrity highway, I guess, there's like a little underground concrete like hallway, and out comes like 5 of the Smallville cast with like some of their family and whatnot, and you're like, dude, Tom Welling. I'm like, huh? And you look in the distance. I'm like, oh, I recognize his face. Yep, I didn't see the show, but our good friend Charlie always talks about him. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, Charlie. Yes, Charlie. Okay, that's a perfect idea. I'm gonna tell them. And you're like, you're in the distance. They're coming like in front of us, and then going down the line. And you're like, yo, Tom. And the lady's like,
I felt so awkward.
put your cameras away. I don't want to see your phones. And we're just like, yeah. And it was Tom, Tom, yeah, Tom. And then as he comes up, I think he shakes your hand, and then that's like a perfect like gotcha moment. He shakes your hand. I'm like, hey, by the way, he shakes my hand. Charlie from North Carolina says hi. And he's like, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He walks away. He smiles. He's like, and then you're like, I'm gonna see you guys in what I think you're going to the Chicago one or something.
We're going to Chicago. Salute to Chicago, Smallville in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So, and he's like, awesome. I'll look out for you or something, whatever he said, something like that. And then they walk away, and we're like, sick. That was a cool little interaction.
Nice.
A day or two later, I'm on the phone with Charlie, and I'm like, hey, did you hear anything, like a text message? And he's like, yeah, I got something about you. But it was from, I'm like confused here, from Tom Welling. I'm like, yeah, so Blake and I met him at a con, and we were like, I'm free to shout you out. And he's like, that's why I got the text. And he texted him saying, hey, your buddies say hi.
Yeah, we made him think of Charlie. I thought that was cool. Charlie's been on this show a couple times.
Yeah, that was a cool little like I know a guy moment. And then we're waiting in the line to get our photo op. We're waiting for the other print to happen. We get out of there and we're looking at it. Our eyes are glued. We're like, cool, very cool. And then shoot, what did we do after that? Oh yeah, we were gonna get into your costume. We go down into the parking lot.
Yeah.
And there's no air circulating in the parking garage, by the way. So this dude
get ready
right
in
here,
the parking lot.
he is sweating putting the thing on. Because I mean, you got the hands, the 12-inch high heel boots looking stuff, the pool noodle buff suit. It's crazy. It's like, and it was only fitting to repay the favor because in Nashville, Percy was actually my handler for my Starkiller costume, which I sweated a ton in because it's like all leather and everything. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll get the pictures for him this time. Well, we're good here.
Yeah, even
So,
though I was in my Kanan, I was still helping you because it was a little more manageable.
yeah, I'm happy I didn't cosplay when I went recently. By the way, because that would have been a little bit much on top of everything that was going on. A lot to cram into one day. But
Yeah.
he goes down there, he gets changed, and we come through. Dude, we get up the elevator. You know that like in front of the cosplay booth you were talking about? There's that little back nook area where there's an elevator.
Yeah.
We get up there. He doesn't even leave the little corner thing as he's getting suited up, and someone already is like, "Yo, I have this idea for a video, whatever." He tries to record with him, and comes another person. We were there for like
Yeah,
5
that
or
was
so
Wayne.
minutes.
Wayne caught me like right out of the elevator that we snuck up to the cosplay floor in.
Oh,
And he
yeah,
was like,
Wayne-
"Oh, I got a video idea."
Yeah.
That was fun though. We did a couple.
Yeah, and then you had that like mic and like the helmet and everything. You're like, not now or something. I don't know. I was
Yeah.
listening. It was just a fun thing to listen and watch. But
Yeah.
yeah, you didn't even get like a couple minutes of walking time, and you're already getting stopped by a bunch of people because nobody else at the
I didn't
con.
even get I didn't even get onto the cosplay floor yet.
I know you're still on the carpeted area in front of the elevator. Nobody was dressed up as the thing, so that you were just like the hype of the century there.
Yeah, I think I was just the only one, so that was cool.
Yeah. Which was another thing too. There was not another Johnny Storm. We only found one.
Yeah, there was one guy we found.
Yeah, and
another guy messaged on or commented on my Instagram post saying that he was there too, but we
Nice.
missed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the spur of the moment situation. But we were trying to hang out in the same area to get the most people coming through, which is actually a nice thing because in comes Chano, and he's dressed as Reed Richards. So you got Reed Richards in the thing. They're already hanging out with each other. In comes a Sue Storm holding a baby, and then another Reed Richards, but he has like a stretchy arm prop.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I
boom,
saw that.
you have 4 Fantastic Four, characters right there, and then all of a sudden, boom, here's another one. And then I'm like in the distance and I'm taking pictures too. I'm like looking while I'm taking pictures. I'm like, there's another one. Give me a second. I'm gonna run over, grab this person, get that person, boom. And then I did like a scrolling video where you get like all of their faces and whatnot. But yeah, that's Chano and Percy right there in the suit.
I've got that video on this reel too. We'll get to that.
Oh, you posted already? Nice.
Yeah, I was just gonna do some weird Matrix mirror dimension stuff. Don't worry about me. It's just Mirror Master doing his stuff.
Every few minutes though, somebody new would show up, another Fantastic Four character,
Sorry.
and then it was just game. It was like the whole thing in that little area was like everyone's got to get pictures of Fantastic Four people. I think one of the professional photographers even came by and was like getting on the floor and like getting a group shot and everything like that.
Yeah,
But
so
I
I
organized them
shared
all.
one where a photographer on Instagram shared a video that I made, like a montage he made. I shared that on my story today.
Cool.
And then this is my friend Chano, who without him I probably wouldn't have even committed to doing this cosplay. So thanks to him for even coming out. It's
And if
his
you're
first
listening-
Comic-Con too.
If you're listening to this channel, it's very nice meeting you, man. You're a cool dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that was a really cool thing to witness too. Just all the people from the woodworks just was like gather around. It's like a high school fight, right? Everyone's got to gather around, see what's going on in the pit, and then just like a line.
I've never been swarmed like that before, though. It was kind of cool.
It's a cool feeling, yeah.
I felt famous for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and basically like here's that video you're talking about, but we're all like standing in this big row of us, and then there's like I see like from my point of view there's like 5 times as many people on the other way looking at us, and I was just
because I'm walking pretty close actually, and behind, like right in front of where they're standing, there's a big empty space, and then there's like a hemicircle of just a wall of people just taking pictures.
Yeah. So in that video that you posted, the guy beside Chano, I think if I got the order right, that's Snowhawk Cosplay.
Him?
So this guy right there with his hand up, and then that's Ali Cosplay, the Sue Storm, They're friends of mine, so they do some really good cosplays. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got some good pictures with her too and him.
yeah,
I think I have them on here. Yeah, I thought the baby was funny.
yeah.
Channel got a best dad award or something too.
Yeah, some random guy walked up to her and my friend Chano and gave them awards for the best what was it, like the best mommy and the best
Super,
daddy
yeah,
or
super
best dressed
parents.
daddy. I was
Yeah,
like,
something
what
like
the heck?
that. Yeah, that's funny. But
It was funny.
yeah, and then as we're just kind of like hanging out in that area, we hear through secondhand that like, oh, there's a cosplay meetup with everyone that's a Marvel. You going to the Marvel meetup? And we're like, yeah, where is it? And he's like, oh, it's actually in like 15 minutes, and it's gonna be around that back corner. Like, thank you for the information. So we get there, and there's a lot of Marvel cosplayers in that tiny room. So
Yeah.
I couldn't even get like a good area to like back up in to get everybody in frame. But there was like from the Moon Knight to Hawkeye to Loki, Punisher, like so many different
Yeah, all the
Spider-Man and
Spider-Man, all the Avengers and the X-Men and the Marvel rivalries.
yeah. And people were doing like, hey, what's up, Star Wars nerd? I see you in chat.
Oh, sweet. What's
Friend
up?
Kenrick. But yeah, they were also doing the group photos that were dedicated to their IP as well. So we're like, okay, we're doing all the X-Men get in. Right? There was like a Mystique and like all this other stuff. And then we get to the Fantastic Four, and we had almost more when we were out on the cosplay floor, because when we get in there, there's like 3 or 4, and then like 2 Doctor Dooms, right?
Yeah.
But we made do with what we had. And then as we were done with that group photo, we got out, and you're like, yeah, dude, I think I'm good in the suit. I'm sweating it through. I'm like, I told you you would, man. It's like,
No, I was fine. Everyone wanted to go for food, so we had to quit.
yeah, but
That wasn't even my
also,
fault. I was ready to go for another 2 hours.
oh, I didn't know that. Well, because you look sweaty though, so like
Oh yeah.
I knew
I was
like
gonna
that
take a
feeling.
couple more 10-minute breaks, but
Yeah, and it's like you get
as
to the
long as I
point.
had water, I felt pretty good in that. I'm gonna add a second fan. I have one fan in it. I can actually
Oh, that would be
show
nice
you
of mine.
guys. Bring up my beautiful face again.
I was warned about my cosplay though with the leather, and that's you'll get to a point where when you wear something heavy like that, even the Thing costume, you'll get so hot where you kind of forget you're hot and you're just sweating the whole day, but it doesn't bother you. It's like a weird kind of state of
Yeah, once
mind.
you get used to it, that's the
Yeah,
thing. And here's the thing.
that's the
So I
thing, and here's the thing.
That's a
this
nice
is
segment.
my friend Max made this,
Yeah.
and that's the fan I got in there. I'm gonna put another one in on the other side of it. I don't know how to angle. It's like I don't know how to point at you guys, and I don't know how to angle my helmet.
I saw the fan, so you did it right.
But yeah, this thing is awesome. And I thought there was ears, but maybe the ears are kind of hidden. My bad. And then yeah, that's pretty much what I looked like for a couple hours on the Saturday.
The camera doesn't do it justice. That head is big.
It's
That head
pretty
is very
big.
huge.
Yeah. I eventually want to do, I think, like a full body thing
Right.
and make it even bigger, make
Yeah.
the body even bigger to kind of match the head a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
But yeah,
sweet, man. The
that's
pool
kind of
noodles
the
gave it justice, though, for sure.
that,
Yeah.
that's the story of my thing, the thing, Ben Grimm. I had fun doing that. I was kind of walking around, like stomping around and telling people,
It's clobbering time.
yeah, it's clobbering time. And then sometimes when people asked what time it was, I'd be like, oh, I only say that in the cartoons.
Right.
Or, like from the movie. And then I'd say it's clobbering time after that. Or I'd see at every read I'd met, I'd call him Stretch and the Susie and Sparks and Johnny going with nicknames. And I said, coming at you from Yancey Street a bunch. And another time when we were walking to that Marvel thing, I was like, where's the Hulk? I want to tell him what time it is.
Yeah, people
And
wanted
I
to
think I was
record
making
videos with you,
myself,
man.
I was making myself laugh more than anyone else, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Because I had like a speaker box. I guess couldn't really show that off here.
Got some comments here. What's up, Max?
Let me pull up the chat.
Yeah, dude, that mic, it peaked sometimes, like when you were yelling. Sometimes it got too loud, but for the most part, just casually using it, it had pretty good volume. People were getting a kick out of it.
Yeah, that's good. But I think we're gonna go back to Keith here. I think that's a good breaking point.
And then, yeah, after he got changed out, we went out to eat, and then I did a little bit of the south building
the
for
end
like
of your
15
day.
minutes. Yeah.
We tried to bring him through the south building, and just to make him see as much as he could, we introduced him to our artist friend Serge in the south building. He's
Very
like a good
talented.
friend of me and my girlfriend's now. Him and his wife, we see them at like every con now, and they recognize us, and I always get some pictures. And since I'm mentioning them, I'll just show the one thing that I really got from them,
Probably can't
which
see it,
is
but I got
Superman related.
his
Nice.
card there.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll share Serge's info, but this is the custom comic I got from Serge, and it's got Crypto, Batman, Lex, and Lois on the front.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. So this is
He's
like a
very
one of
talented.
one custom comic book. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
shout out to Serge, man. I definitely want to commission him in the future for like a custom 101. That comic book style that he's got going on. It works. It just works. But no, yeah. So I was there for one day, and that was Saturday. And I just want to make another note: is the art, the badge art, not impressive. Fan Expo. I don't need an eBay advert on my 1-day pass, and I think you even said it's on like the all-day pass too.
yeah, it was on all
Like,
of them, I thought.
Bro, lame. Change that.
Cliff,
Change that now.
VIP.
I mean, at least
that
when I
Keith?
went in 2023, they had some art on it.
Yeah.
But like, dude, really, eBay? Come on, standards here, people.
Yeah. Well, because eBay had a booth, so you know. That's because eBay had a booth, so that's why they got to.
Yeah, they were a big sponsor of the event, so that's why too.
Yeah, but my understanding is the VIP passes had a different artwork on them, so.
Oh,
I saw a few of
that's how they get you.
Yeah, I think the Ultimate ones even had the same eBay thing on it.
Yeah.
And then the VIP ones are different. Or
Yeah, I
are
think
those the VIP
I
ones?
they're different artwork, so.
Okay.
So I saw a couple of VIP badges, and the artwork was like either like Superman or Batman or some other different drawing on them. So, but yeah.
I had a blast though. Seriously, I wouldn't have traded it that day. I think my only regret is so even though I was taking a lot of pictures for you and just whatnot, like I'm not a lot of pictures, but what I could where I can still live in the moment and enjoy my time. But
Yeah.
I wish we would have got more pictures together, and I wish I also would have got more pictures of cosplayers as well, because there are a lot of cool cosplayers there. I wish I could show up, but the glare would be terrible. I got a picture on my phone of a dude that looks just like Tony Stark. Like spitting image of Robert Downey Jr. in his Playboy douchebag outfit, dude, with the arc reactor and his black suit, shades, trim beard. Oh my gosh, it was him. It was him.
Yeah.
It was so cool. So,
Yeah, there's two of them that I know of that do that. There's the Tony Stark impersonator is always in the business suit.
Yeah.
Same thing. The goatee, the glasses, the whole 9 yards. And then there's a slightly older gentleman that is like that, a little taller, and he's always got the compression shirt with the arc reactor. Yeah, I know the guy you're talking. If it's the same guy, I'm pretty sure we're talking the same guy. So
yeah, I privatized world peace.
Yeah.
You want my weapons? You can't have it.
Millionaire Playboy philanthropist, right?
Right. It's very cool though.
That was a long comment, but probably for JT too.
Just proved my two. Oh, Michael Haven's point about money master black and for icy said rather have that work on it. Yeah, dude. I mean, because I collect the badges, with all my Star Wars Celebration ones, and like I like to have them dangling off to the sides when I play video games and stuff. They're like they're above the vent, so like the wind will make a move, and I'm like, what's moving in my peripheral vision? I see my badges, and I'm like, oh, I was there. Yeah, that's right. So I get like a constant reminder, and when I see like a badge art, like I want to see something cool, right?
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll make sure to write to Fan Expo to
A
make sure the badges are
well-written,
cooler.
a
Lots of artists
well-written
there
letter.
that could be doing cool badges, I'm sure.
Right, dude. Surge would totally make that cut instantly, man.
But yeah, so we're gonna actually throw it back over to Keith now and let him
Now you
finish.
guys are looking at my badges.
Let him finish his story about his weekend.
Oh, I was finished. I think it's your turn.
Were you finished?
Yeah.
You got everything in you wanted? I thought you had some more. I guess we kind of ended at
Yeah, no, because like the only other thing that I picked up was that retro Superman poster. That like, whoops, sorry, I can't make it appear right, but it's that retro style
yeah, I remember
Superman.
you carrying that around.
Yeah, so and you know that one sort of just leapt out at me while I was going to get a sleeve for the photo op just before we partnered up. So. And yeah, because I went to get a protective sleeve for the photo we were getting when we met the actors, and that one leapt out at me from a poster booth just outside the photo op area. It's like, oh yeah, because I've been looking for that one for quite a while. So, but
And you got the Winnie the Pooh one?
oh yeah.
That was actually, I was thinking about getting that one. It's a variant cover of like a newer comic or an older one?
No, it's not even a variant cover. It's its own comic book because Winnie the Pooh is the public domain now. That's why there's a slasher movie based with Winnie the Pooh as the slasher, right? Because
Yeah, you were explaining that actually.
Sugar and honey.
Yeah, or something. But in
Blood
that
and honey.
comic, the only thing Superman about Winnie there is the cover. In the comic, they turn him into Deadpool, and he goes through all his friends and like Kanga and Roo and Piglet and all these guys, and they're all dressed as different superheroes. So like Eeyore is dressed
Was
as
Tigger Superman?
No,
Or the
yeah, Tigger was Superman.
or no, sorry. Winnie the Pooh was Superman. Was he?
No, Winnie the Pooh was Deadpool.
Oh.
Eeyore was the Hulk. Kanga was Wonder Woman. Roo was Spider-Man. I can't remember who Rabbit was now.
He was Captain Canuck.
No, that was somebody else. So
I learned while I was there that Captain Canuck is the thing. For those of you who don't know, he's like Canada as a superhero. That's the best as I can describe it. It literally is like, dude.
Yeah, well, he's celebrating an anniversary this year, like 50 years or something.
Really?
Or not 50, 25 maybe. But
okay.
Either way, because the artist behind it was going to be at Gotham Central up in Mississauga for doing some signings, and he's coming to Heroes here in London as well.
Nice.
All right, Star Wars Nerd, I love the new movie. Seen it, the better part of 10 times now that it's on digital. So, 5 times in the theater and another 5 since it came out on digital. So, and yeah, just a wee bit of a Superman fan. So,
just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
It's all right. You're not alone on that.
Dude, sitting in the Fortress of Solitude with the Superman shirt, I'm a little bit of a Superman fan.
Yeah, he's got the fortress and the symbol from the new movie. Yeah.
When people would ask me if I'm a Superman fan, I go, nah, don't like him. And, they were
more of a Batman guy.
And yeah, we were doing that in the photo op line with a couple of people. They would go, so you're here for this actor? Nah, we're here for Chucky, and or whatever. We pick somebody else completely, and it's like, but because that's like what happened. I think I told you that story. I got in costume. I got in my super suit and went to pick up the giant Superman Funko from EB Games. But while I was out, I went to go to Dairy Queen to pick up the fourth cup because they did special Superman cups to go along with their Superman Blizzard. And somebody had told me the one down by Landmark Cinemas here in London would have the 4th cup. So I walk in costume, walk up to the girl at the counter and go, here you have something I might like. And I'm standing beside the banner with David Cornsweet in the suit promoting their Superman Blizzard. And I hear you have something I might like. And you could literally see the skid mark forming on her head because she just about got it, but didn't quite put the connection together that Superman was here for his Blizzard. Now the two little old ladies sitting at the table just out of the corner of my eye just started howling because they got it right away.
Yeah.
But but she just didn't catch it at all. So it's one of those Clark Kent moments, right? So, but
yeah, she couldn't recognize Superman in the moment.
Yeah, just didn't put it together. I'm here for my Blizzard. So, and but that's how I got the 4 cups, right? So they had the different Blizzard cups,
sizes.
Yep. So, oops, that spilled. Right. So they had those cups. So I had to get them, right? So.
Yeah, your collection is vast.
Yeah,
it's all Superman department.
Yeah, it's all over the place, and a lot of it's in boxes right now. So if I could move my camera, I'd show you, but that's not the reason we're here and talking. So we still need Percy's take on the weekend. So
yeah, I can finish off with my story and
see you later.
Peace out, Star Wars nerd. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you soon.
My apprentice. Sorry, I don't know what that was. My Palpatine was slipping through.
Yeah, so obviously we've got this photo up that's like around me. Me and Keith and his friend Natalie did that on Sunday. That was kind of, other than the Ewan McGregor autograph where I got to meet him, and then the photo op with the group of Supermen. The most that I did that I haven't talked about yet, I have a few slides, 8x10s. I might stutter a bit here, going off the cusp a bit, but I got some more X-Men to add to my collection of vast X-Men autographs. So an actor, Jennifer Dale, not Jennifer Hale, was there, and she voices Mystique in the old show. And in the new show, X-Men 97, supposedly, we don't see her in the first season. The shape-shifting super villain. We don't see her. We don't know who she is or if she's there. She told me she has an NDA and can't talk about the first season or the second season. So I think she's going to come back and voice the character in season 2, which would be pretty sweet because she can. Sometimes she's a disciple of Apocalypse, and if that happens again in the show, I won't be mad about it.
There were a lot of cartoon X-Men characters there too.
Yeah, there's a few.
Quite a few.
I heard a rumor
that I have met before.
What was that?
I heard a rumor that they hadn't announced the X-Men characters being there, like the voice actors being there. They were down in a different area.
Yeah, so they had their own section in like a different hallway.
I've seen them online, but when I was like walking with you, like the line of celebrity, the big wall, I didn't see a single one there. So yeah, I guess I could have put 2 and 2 together. They moved them somewhere.
I thought I saw a couple of posts about people running into the X-Men actors and had no idea that they were there, and they were off by themselves.
They were only announced like a week or 2 before, I think. And there was a few more than usual. There was, I think, 8 or 9 of them there.
Oh, okay.
8 of them.
Yeah.
So there was Wolverine, Rogue, Nightcrawler, Gambit, Storm, Beast, Jubilee. There was more than that many then, because then another guy who voiced Cable was there, and the guy who voiced Morph was there.
Nice.
So there was 10 of them, I guess. And
You
I
know
have
who I was not expecting to be announced or even go? Mike
who's that?
Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Oh
Dude,
yeah.
he is the last guy that I would think would go to a Comic-Con and meet fans and sign pictures and stuff. That's Mike Tyson. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I didn't go wait in line for Mike Tyson, but
Yeah, he had one of those like what I was saying, like those closed off curtain booths for signing.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of his work, but I wasn't really interested in going to meet him, honestly.
I didn't even care about meeting him or seeing him or anything. I was
No.
just shocked. I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah. Me and
Yeah.
my girlfriend like his TV show Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's really funny. That's a good cartoon with Norman McDonald in it, and it's pretty funny. But
Rest in
anyways,
peace,
trying to
man.
move past that, who I did wait in line for is Ron Perlman,
Ooh.
and
Nice.
this took like a bit of waiting, and I had in my head I was gonna get him to sign a Hellboy picture and do a quote, but some places my biggest complaint with anything to do with these conventions is when you're getting an autograph and you want a quote, you got to pay extra money sometimes, and I hate that. But with Ron, sadly, they just had it was like no quote, no option for quotes. But I gave him my name and I put this down. I didn't even say Slade. I was talking about just the Teen Titans in general and how his rivalry with Robin was like probably the best, like one of the best DC rivalries I've ever seen play
Yeah.
out on screen. And then like his spoiler, his character dies and then comes back as a demon of Trigon, who's Raven's
Dad or
devil father, and that's
yeah,
why he's
dad.
got
Yeah.
this S here. That's
Okay.
but it
I was
stands
gonna
for
ask where that's
Slade.
from. So,
Slade is his character.
yeah. I was gonna ask which movie that's from. So.
Yeah, so that's
The
from the
original
Teen
Teen
Titans
Titans. Yeah.
cartoon.
Oh,
On
okay.
Cartoon Network
Yeah,
from was it the early 2000s or something?
2004, I think.
2004, yeah.
Hmm.
I remember watching that growing up. That and Naruto were like some of the and Avatar were like some of the few animes that I actually
But Ron
watched.
Perlman's been in like so much stuff. I think I had like a short list of stuff he's done. Like he's voiced Clayface and Orion in DC and stuff like that. So, and then obviously Hellboy and the military movies he's been in, and he's done a lot.
Yeah.
What's that?
He's
Pacific
the
Rim,
Lich
is
in
that the one with
the
the
Kaijus.
giant mechs?
Yep.
He's in
Mhm.
that too.
He's the Lich in Adventure Time as well.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
That's a show I need to check out. I think I've watched a
Another
couple episodes.
childhood cartoon. But such
So
a
this guy, fucking sorry for the language, but Gambit was really cool to meet. He voices Tony the Tiger apparently as well for over 20 years.
what?
Yeah, he was cool to meet. And he put like my quote, which the character says to Jubilee in the first season when he's like saving her from the Sentinels, and she's like, I forget what she asked him, but then how we getting out of this? And then he's like, with style, petite, with style.
You're gonna
And
look
then,
at that every time and you're gonna be like, I could go for some Frosted Flakes cereal.
and then he was also handing out these cards, which was cool.
That's sick. Actual like the Gambit is
And then he would
handing out.
sign it, and he said,
Dude,
pick a card. I really like that. So
that's cool.
I'm trying to figure out the best place to put this. I might put it in a frame with another picture.
Yeah.
And then
You could put it in the frame with them, but
yeah, I was thinking either that one or the one with Jubilee, because that's who he's talking to. I gotta stand up to grab Morph. He's stuck. And Morph, if you don't know, is like a character similar to Mystique.
Is he
I
more
would say.
powerful than Mystique?
Technically,
Because he can replicate abilities, right? Mystique can just kind of like mimic them, depending on
yeah.
which one.
So we've seen Mystique do some crazy stuff. I could like make a lore video on it. Honestly, he's stuck on the wall, but you can see him a bit. He's there. That's Ron Rubin who voices him, And in the quote I got him where he says like, "They were my friends. I didn't want to hurt them, but I'll destroy them all." It's kind of like a shortened version of a longer quote that I got him to write.
He's got a crazy laugh too. Did you get him to do
Yeah,
the
he's
laugh?
like he's really weird. And then in the newer season, he doesn't take that form as much. He takes like the newer comic book form version
Yeah.
of Morph, where
The
he's
white-
kind of he has like a
alien?
nothing face almost, where you can't
Yeah.
really tell. He almost looks like an alien.
He looks like one of those the iRobot, like AI robots, you know.
Yeah, not far off, like Alan Tudyk in iRobot. And then I met Storm again. I've met like most of these people I've met before, and the Beast actor, the guy George Buzza who voices Beast. Me and my girlfriend have met him multiple times, and that I think he's starting to recognize us, and we always say hi to him at least. And I've gotten to sign a few different things. I got a couple 8x10s by him, and then a photo op with him and a bunch of others. And he also signed a DVD of this horror Christmas movie he's in with William Shatner.
Okay.
I think it's called the. Do you remember what the name of that movie is? No, I'd have to find it, but it's so good. And he plays Santa Claus, and all the elves turned into zombies is kind of the plot of the movie, and he has to fight Krampus.
That sounds awesome.
And William Shatner's in it. He's just like a radio DJ, which is kind of funny. I thought I was joking with my girlfriend Jill that I should get William Shatner to also sign that DVD of this like low budget horror movie. I thought that'd be great, but it's might have been out of my price range or wait time for to get Will Shatner. I can't believe he was there too. So many big names.
Yep.
No way
Dude,
you can get everyone you want.
You hooked me with zombified elves and Santa fighting Krampus. I gotta see
It's-
this movie now.
Pretty good. And the ending will blow your mind too. I couldn't believe what happened. And I met the Storm actress. What had happened is I had messed up her autograph. I got too excited, put it in the sleeve too early, and I messed up her signature and quote. And I brought that to her, and she did this for free for me. And this is Allison Seeley Smith, who voices Storm in most everything. And I'll read her quote. It was from the first episode of the new show. "Ancient sands, heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred." And that's like when Cyclops, at the start of the new show, he's like, "Storm, give him the forecast." And then she makes her like big entrance with like lightning turning the desert ground into glass, and the sky turning black. And she says that incantation and just starts messing up all the Sentinels. It was so cool. Like, that's that if you watch that episode and don't want to watch the rest of the show, that's on you. That's all I gotta say about that show. It's so good.
You told
You
me
don't
of
have to
her,
watch the old show, I don't think, to understand the new show.
You told me of when you messed up your autograph or whatever, and she did that for you. Not every like some celebrities like they're like, ah, sorry man, you messed it up, one and done. But I think most of the time people will go back and do that for you. They're like, humans at the
Yeah.
cons. It's not just a cog machine of
Yeah,
signatures.
it's like I'm not gonna try and sell the messed up one.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the one that you were talking about because you mentioned that to me. That's cool.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna try and sell any of them. That's the
Right.
other thing. I usually get them to put my name so that they know I'm not gonna sell it, and I'm like, I just want to meet them.
And if you do that too, yeah, if you do that at cons, I know with like James Arnold Taylor, like his handler will ask you before you get the signature, is this going to you or someone else? And if it's to you, he charges less.
Yep.
So
I had that with Carrie Elways. The handler discounted the price if I had him put my name on it. He was going to charge more, well, the regular price, if I just had him sign it. So
yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So
Yeah, I hate when they upcharge. Like, that's the only issue I've had. I feel like just set your prices and then like instead of upcharging, maybe like bring your price up a little bit or just say you won't do quotes. Like
Yeah.
at least
Well,
Ron said he won't do quotes. I was like, ah, that's a bummer, but you know, I know what I'm getting into here.
Fan
Yeah.
Expo is also one of those bigger cons too, where they try to make a little bit of an extra buck too. Like if you pre-order a signature, I know for you and McGregor, they'll try to throw together an ultimate package, right? And they'll charge you $1,000+ for an autograph, a photo op, and a ticket to the panel. But it's like, dude, and they'll charge you like extra for like a bulky item too. Like, dude, a signature is a signature. Why is it more for him to sign like a helmet compared to an 8x10? It's still
Oh
like a
yeah,
flat surface, right?
oh
Well,
yeah, I paid more for my Ewan autograph because it's on a poster, not a
That's
8x10.
ridiculous. It-
well, I think
and
it's
I
he,
I
know.
think it's
dude,
like the flexibility of it. So
and he's not even holding it open. No, like the person passes the item, so we're pretty much paying the extra fee for the handler to be like, ooh, bigger object.
yeah. Well, it's
That's
it's
it.
what the market will bear because I think the difference in price between the 8x10 and some other item because some of the
For
celebrities are even
resellers and scalpers, right?
well because some of the celebrities are breaking it down even further for the like it's this price for a Funko, it's this price for a prop, it's this price for the bigger things like what some of the
Yeah,
wrestlers were
I always find it crazy that the Funko costs more a lot. Like
yeah.
specifically, they're like, you're paying more for a Funko. I swear, like that is on everyone's sign, like so specific.
Oh yeah,
I
but if
mean,
you go
they signed my body. I'm not about to chop off my skin and try to
Like
sell
if
that
I
on
brought a
eBay.
Black Series figure to someone who had that sign, would they charge me extra to sign a Black Series figure or like a McFarlane figure or something? Is
yeah.
that
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah?
Because the value of that item then goes up exponentially. If you go to Pop Price Guide and do a search for just pick a figure, and if you find the variant like the regular figure and the autograph figure, the price difference is crazy. How much it is just for the autograph, like just having the autograph on the box. So so I don't mind paying a little bit more for it, but I also like it when I find a celebrity that isn't charging any different regardless of what you're selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always
It
prefer
just
that.
hurts a little bit more when it's like, ooh, 150 more for not a whole lot of extra work, you know. I don't know. It just rubs me the
But
wrong
that's
way.
where you got to pay
What
attention.
you're saying though is making sense, yeah.
Yeah, because what you got to do though, you got to pay attention because on the website they don't when you're checking out the prices, the budget for it, they don't always list that it's extra for these high end items. You don't find that out till you get in line and go to do it. And it's like, oh, you're getting a Funko, that's an extra $20,
Yeah.
Right.
right? And
Yeah, that's
but
what I mean. On everyone's like little price sheet on their table, I always see the Funko Pop and I'm like, they're so small, but why? Is it just it's just because people are buying them like Pokemon cards. They're crazy right now.
yeah, well the thing is too that it's such a niche thing that they know people are going to go turn around and sell that on eBay or something. But it's the from an insurance point of view, right? Because my dad used to run an insurance company, so I found this out. If I buy like, well, you stay with the Funkos. I buy a Funko. It's $20 for the Funko, and I get it. I put it under my household insurance, so it's $20 replacement cost. Great. I go to a con with that same Funko and get that celebrity to sign it, and I pay $100 or whatever I pay for the celebrity to sign it. Now the replacement cost on that Funko is now the cost of the autograph plus the cost of the Funko because that's the now perceived value of it, right? So it's costing more. But if I can but then I can go online and I can say it's autographed by this person on this date. Here's the photograph to prove it, or whatever
Right.
means I have to verify that it's actually their signature. I can now go and sell that for, if I've paid $130 now total investment, I can sell it for 150, 160, 170, 200, whatever the market will bear, depending on the popularity of that celebrity. So that's why those celebrities are charging more. The
Yeah.
nice thing is that most of the celebrities still have their egos in check because there was somebody that I saw that was charging some ridiculous amount to have you sign a Funko, like $200 or $300
Because
or
they
something.
don't like to sign them. I've seen some of those. Celebrities just don't like to sign them, so they scarcely do it.
Yeah, so they try to discourage the diehards, but they want it to be, they want to know they're serious
Mhm.
about getting it and keeping it because what they're now investing in it, right? So
Which in itself creates its own market, because if they're sure about investing into something like that, there's already few of them. So then they'll be
Yeah.
like, "There's only a couple Funkos signed by him. Get it now," and they upcharge that. So it's, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. And
Yeah.
I was also telling Percy too. We were before, or after, I should say, after we just got done talking with Bitsy, the like certificate of authentication booth was right there, and he's like, I don't know if I want to get my poster authenticated. It's already authenticated by Hayden. I'm like, dude, I don't get anything of mine authenticated. I only have a few, and that's
I
because
did the
when
next day.
you got it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm under the philosophy, like, I was there when I get most of my signatures, so I can prove with the picture and the metadata, like, yo, this is when I got this. There's my authentication. I don't need a company to be like real, but I know some, some other people too are like, they want to have all their ducks in a row. And, props to them too, like keeping it organized and everything. But
Well, I got one.
personally,
I just wanted to have both.
yeah, and that would be an OCD thing for me too. Like, okay, Hayden's autograph is authentic. Why would I not get Ewan's? But no, anything that I've ever gotten autograph, I can either prove it by a picture or it came with a COA that's already been pre-proven. I'm not too big on that. I'm more of a picture guy anyway, which is why when I went to the con, I pretty much only walked away with this. Right, I'm not a big buyer.
Yeah, I do the same thing with my Funkos. If I have a picture, like if I get a photo op with the celebrity at the same time they're signing it, like I get a booth selfie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That photographic proof because you can see the Funko usually in the picture that they're signing. But I've never really worried about it. But when I get home, I go to Pop Price Guide where I've got my Funkos and McFarlane figures and that all cataloged, and I immediately update the data saying signed by, you know, Laura
Right.
Vandervoort at Fan Expo in Toronto on August 23rd, 2025 or something. So I have it noted.
I can't.
Dude, Ron Perlman always
Oh,
looks
that's
pissed,
focusing.
man.
Yeah,
He
he
never
looks at
smiles.
photos like the photo op photos, and he
Yeah.
looks
Nice.
exactly the same. Like, why
Dude,
am I?
Yeah, every photo is the same.
I did the Doug Jones and Ron Perlman one, and it is a spitting image of what he just did for you in there. Exact same face, exact same pose. I'm great.
And when I met Michael Kudlitz,
Yeah,
he grabbed the phone and said, "I like to take the pictures." And called my girlfriend over too, and we had some pictures with him.
Nolan
Yeah.
North does that too. I know. So when I went the first time to Fan Expo, Nolan North was like, "Yeah, just give me your phone," and he took like 10 of them, did different pictures or whatever. Some of them are cool like that.
yeah,
Yes.
cool.
That's a happy Percy right there, fresh out of the Ewan line, and I'm like mourning what just happened, but I'm also like keeping it together because that was such a cool moment for you, and I'm glad I got to experience that.
Yeah, that was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Probably, I don't know if I would do it again.
You'll see him again. We'll make it happen.
Maybe I'd rather listen to a panel at Celebration or something. I think if he goes.
Well,
But this was the
if
other
I
big
get that
ticket item.
if I get that picture, by the way, with the tattoo, and he's like pointing at it, if you're around, I would like you to get in that because
That'd be cool.
you helped it. So yeah.
So I got Brendan Ruth to sign right there, and I gave him his quote from the CW crossover.
Yeah.
That's hope is the light that lifts us out of the darkness. And then he put much love, Brendan Ruth.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him to put much love. He's got
Much
much love
love.
from me. But yeah, so this poster is
Yeah, that's
it's
what he
been
put on
behind
my.
me the whole time, but I'm getting as much of the Smallville cast to sign it next, or like as I can. And Brendan, because of the CW crossover that him and Tom are both in, I'm like, he can be on it, and I think putting him kind of right there, I want to put Tom just beneath him
Dude, you already got street credit.
Between John Kent, Supergirl, and Brendan Routh, I want Tom Welling to be right in between those three.
That little interaction we had, like while waiting for our Back to the Future photo op, dude, it caused him to text Charlie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you already have the street cred just from knowing Charlie, and then you're gonna go meet him again. He's probably gonna recognize you, dude.
Well, we're gonna be with Charlie the whole time when we're
Yeah.
in Salute to Smallville. That'll be a whole nother
It's
nother
GG's.
episode. There
Speaking
he is
of
there.
which, say his name and he shall appear. Claypool, me and Peak said hi. Tell Peak I said hi as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back and re-listen to this, Charlie. I just told the story of that I called you that night, and I was like, hey, did you get anything from Tom Welling? Yeah. If you want to listen to that again. But no, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Street cred right here in the flesh, in the chat. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Charlie's gonna help me have one of the best Smallville weekends possible there. And even just meeting him, like I've never met Charlie in person yet, and just meeting him for the first time will be sweet.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the whole reason we set it up anyways.
Yeah, I did that at Motor City in 2023 with the Superman celebration. One of the guys I've been chatting with since the pandemic was gonna be there, so we made a point of meeting up finally after talking for 3 years and and stuff. We came this close to meeting in 2019 at the Superman celebration in Metropolis, Illinois, but so it's always good to meet people you're talking with online. So
yeah, Fan Expo. I was just gonna say last weekend Saturday, Fan Expo was the third time I actually went to a con with Percy, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. We went to one together and we've met each other. Well, I guess we
met each other at Nickel City. Yeah, then we stayed at Nashville, and then this is 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's 3. But I was gonna ask, how far is Metropolis from Chicago?
It's at the far end of Illinois.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, it's.
I'd like to get some pictures there eventually.
Yeah.
Or just to go check it out. Like it's got the big statue there, right?
The big statue and the Superman museum. So.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd go there just for that. Like.
Yeah. Well, the museum's amazing. The statue is fun. They had a Daily Planet, but it got shut down, so they moved the planet, the globe that they had out front of the building, to the square where they've got the Noel Neill statue. And it's a lot of fun. The Metropolis the Superman celebration is a yearly event. They do it in May, and it's just like it's been going for like 40 plus years, and it's just it's a lot of fun. So yeah. The Super Museum today's post from the Superman Museum was about International Cosplay Day, and they actually used a photo of all the Supermen from that 2019 celebration, because all of a sudden there I am staring back at myself in that photo when I saw the article. It's like, wait a minute,
no way,
that's me. And
so, I've seen that photo on your page too. And one thing you haven't brought up that I wanted to mention is you said you got the cousin picture thing going, but you also have joined and helped, I would say, probably start like an official Superman what would you like, a group, you know what I'm talking about though?
The League of Supermen?
Yeah, the League of Supermen that you're one of the first members of.
Yeah,
it's like a worldwide thing, right? Or
oh, really?
Am I wrong about that?
That was an idea set up by my friend Daniel Sanchez, who I met at the Superman not the Superman celebration, but the Christopher Reeve legacy celebration they had at Motor City Comic Con in 2023, where they got as many of the surviving Christopher Reeve Superman movie actors together.
Right.
So they had Nuclear Man, and they had Ursa and Zod, or not Zod, but Non, and Jimmy Olsen was there, Mark McClure and Mariel Hemingway, and they had Christopher Reeve's son video in during the panel to thank us all for coming out, and it was just such an amazing event.
Cool.
But I met Daniel there, and we became fast friends because we're both older cosplayers. But he's a graphic designer, and he does Superman because he's got a bit of a resemblance to Christopher Reeve. So that's the main version of Superman that he plays, and that he does. And he goes to cosplay conventions and things like that, or impersonator conventions, and
Nice.
he decided to start a league with a few I guess prominent. I don't want to say prominent because that sounds like I'm stroking my own ego, but Superman cosplayer from different parts of the world. So he was trying to pick somebody from each continent. So he got me from Canada. He got Super Fit cosplay from Australia, and then I think he's got Michael Burns in there as well for the States, and I can't think of the guy from France. He's slipping my mind, but yeah. So he made up this little certificate, and he inducted me, inducted Mike, and it's just because we're out there doing things. Because 2019 was when the bug bit me. Because if you look at that picture from the Superman celebration, I'm in basically a Spirit Halloween party costume, and I was with all these people
with the padded muscles and the
and I wore that
now
thing.
You got the real muscles.
Yeah, I wore that thing to death, and when I started getting a little more beefy, that suit didn't fit me right anymore. So I wore that to death. But then after that event, the two things I wanted to do was A, get a real costume, and B, try and find a way to start giving back to the community, right? So doing charity events and things like that. So I've got the suit up. Oops, the suit up for Jack. I knocked something over here. I got the suit up for Jack blood donor clinics, that campaign, and I go to the Children's Hospital here in London. And actually, I just did one last week. Finally got back in there after their measles outbreak. So, and getting out to different things. I did the Community Living London event. I'm doing a bladder cancer walk in a couple of weeks.
I mean, you're doing all of those charity style events. So when you said they were forming the group, and you said I don't want to say they're choosing the most prominent because that's stroking my own ego. It doesn't sound like stroking your own ego at all, because he saw what you were doing and he saw the type of Superman, quite literally, that you are being. So it makes sense in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't want to say prominent describing myself, because I'm right. That's where I was coming from with the don't want to stroke my ego saying prominent.
Yeah,
because
but no, I mean you were chosen for what you do, and rightfully so. Yeah.
I think you've earned it going from the title of London Superman to Canadian Superman, basically.
Oh no, there already is a Canadian Superman. We've become friends because of the charity work that I started doing. That's how we connected, and because he does the same thing up in Oakville. He's got a little crew that goes to the Children's Hospital with too. So he's been very supportive of those things as well. So so it's sort of been fun for me, because a lot of people talk about the gatekeeping of cosplay, and like people giving you grief about if your suit's not right or this or you're not the right shape or the right look or the right color or the right race to play this character. No, screw you. Do it as you want. Make it out of garbage bags, and just be proud of that you're out trying to do something and having fun with it, because that's the way it should be. And and everybody that I've met has been supportive, encouraging, helpful, and leading in directions that promote these things, like all these events. Like I've got the guys behind Capes and Chaos are a direct offshoot of the Suit Up for Jack campaign, because they were coming out to the Suit Up for Jack blood donor clinics and got inspired to start their own little thing. So they go out to events and they raise money for the Children's Hospital. They promote Suit Up for Jack, and they have a little community booth, and we're going to have a booth at London Comic Con doing the same thing, promoting and giving away a bike for ticket raffle. And we've got the bike donated. We've got all sorts of different stuff to really sort of try and keep everything positive around that, right? So
yeah, that's sweet. I've seen their booth at London Comic Con before.
Yeah.
Do they bring that booth to Toronto sometimes too, right?
Well, they just started. They just really started getting out to events. They've been at Toronto Game Expo. They were at VonCon. They were at CK Expo, and London Comic Con.
Comic
I don't
Con in
know.
Toronto too, right? Because
I
they
don't know if
did
they
that.
were at Toronto Comic Con. They weren't at Fan Expo.
Oh, but that's where the guy from The Boys was. Remember they?
Yeah. That's Suit Up for Jack.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
sorry,
the,
that's what I meant. I thought you
yeah.
meant that they were promoting Suit Up for Jack.
Oh yeah, no, the Capes and Chaos people.
They're
They're
doing.
promoting the Suit Up for Jack campaign. They're raising money for the Sick Kids Hospital. That stuff. Like anything from the booth goes to Sick Kids, right?
Yeah.
So, but they're also promoting the Suit Up for Jack campaign because again, that's what they split off from. They got inspired by that and started their own group to do the same sort of thing. So it's it's doing what it should do. But yeah, Jack and his mom were up there for Friday and Saturday, and last year they were up and they met a couple people from Europe that were cosplaying as the different Homelanders, and one of them had a connection with Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander on The
The real
Boys.
Homelander.
Yeah, and they got together with him and actually went and did a blood donor clinic. They got video of Anthony Starr donating blood for the Suit Up for Jan campaign and promoting it on his Instagram profile. So,
Yeah,
which
I
is
thought that
awesome.
was really cool of them to do that.
oh
There's
yeah,
like
And
videos of
and
them
that's
walking down the
simply
street together and stuff. It's awesome.
that was
yep,
simply done by just being a fan and doing
yeah,
good. A celebrity was like, "I'll join in on that. I'm
yeah,
in."
yeah. Like, yeah, and that's with the way it's been with that Suit Up for Jack campaign. It just exploded, and we've got people all over the world really doing these blood donor clinics at their local blood centers. But one of the lady Homelander in those pictures on the Suit Up for Jack, she knows Tony Starr personally, so she reached out to him when they knew they were going to be at Fan Expo together, and said, "Hey, this is cool. You got to meet this kid, and we want to go do this." And he went, "Let's go." And
That's awesome.
how that all evolved, I guess. So
I, I can't I can't say based off of long experience because I've not been cosplaying for that long, but the short amount of time and the couple cons that I have been wearing my character, um, man, just the feeling I get in my stomach and in my heart when I can take a picture with someone and I hear them like geeking out. I'm like, dude, that's what this is about, man. I'm making someone happy and I feel good making them happy. That's two. And my mom, she's a teacher, and she had a kid that was taken out of her school around half year because they found a mass in his head. And I didn't even have the costume at the time. I believe I just had the helmet and then like a cheapo lightsaber. But I wore all black, and I went to the hospital and visited him because she says he loves Star Wars. I didn't even
yeah,
know if the kid liked, like, if he even knew who Starkiller was. But I just had the helmet on, like all black long sleeve and black skinny jeans, and like I reverse gripped like a cheapo lightsaber, and I just came in through the door looking like that, and he's like, and I'm like, dude, there's no other feeling like that. And then I
exactly.
found out there's a group called the 501st that
Yeah.
do things like that. I'm like, I want to meet these people. I want to have a good time making people have a good time.
Oh,
Um,
they had a booth at Fan Expo.
yeah, I had like a half an hour ish to see the South Building because everything just took the whole day to do.
Yep.
But we saw a decent chunk of what was there to offer. Percy and I got a picture inside of like the Tom T4 with Vader and a Death Trooper. We sat. I believe the thumbnail is actually me sitting in the Emperor's chair. Someone fantastically made that. There's actually a Boba Fett that tried to sit down, and his you remember that his jetpack
Yeah, his
was like
jetpack was bumping into the top of the chair. It was an.
the, the dude that made it. He's like, whoa, 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 let me help you sit down.
It's
He had to
like,
like
don't
sit on
break
the
the
edge of the
thing, don't
chair.
break it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was either gonna snap his rocket off on his jetpack or hit the
Sure.
top of the
Scratch the
seat and
chair,
snaps.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
so
was signed by a bunch of people. Ian McDermott signed it, and a bunch of people signed that chair.
yeah,
Oh
probably
yeah.
either the makers or what have you. But yeah, I mean, I like you said, there's always people in like cosplaying communities that are gonna judge your costume. A couple bad apples ruined the bushel, and I think that's another reason the 501st has some like drama to it. But
Yeah.
out of who I met in person in the 501st, I've only ever seen good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
continue to get that good feeling, and more importantly, give that good feeling. Because even I've noticed, like, so when I'm wearing the costume, if people are too nervous to approach me and be like, "Can I take a picture with you?" I still hear them walk by and say, "Star Killer, Star Killer, Star," and I can only see through a little visor, and I see that, I notice it, and I slightly hear it. I'm like, "That's cool.
Yep.
I'm making
Oh,
someone happy just by being here."
yeah.
I don't need to take off my helmet. I don't need that recognition. As long as I can just make people's day, man. So.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
what
was
it's all.
cool. Actually, briefly, I was gonna say it. So, like, actually in Nashville, that was really cool. Thank you for Star Wars Theory letting me work the booth behind them, because people were coming to wait in line and meet him. And while they were waiting in line, I was like force choking some people, and they were like, they were having a blast, dude. It was cool. It was fun. So
Yeah, that's really what it's all about. Just having a good time with it and making other people happy. So
yeah. And
Yeah.
starting, like you said, charity work. Like, that's awesome, dude. I mean, I didn't even know all that about you.
yeah,
So very cool.
yeah, that's still a fairly new thing for me. I'm trying to get doing more of that. So I'm really happy that I'm finally back on a Monday to Friday shift, because I used
Right.
to work like Sunday to Thursday, and
Mm-hmm.
most of the events, like the walks and things like that, were always on a Sunday. So I either had to book work off or couldn't go at all. Right. So now it'll make it a little easier to try and get to more of those events in costume. So
Right.
Yeah, those events are cool. I'd be interested in like teaming up at some of those if you wanted to. I
yeah,
know with like the children's hospital or whatever.
yeah. Well, with the Children's Hospital, you need your vulnerable sector check
Mm-hmm.
to be able. You need your vulnerable sector check to be able to go around the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and then just need to touch base with the coordinator. So they right now they're just starting back on Tuesdays because they're just getting over that measles outbreak,
Right.
and normally they do it like Tuesdays and Thursdays, like mid afternoon. So it's, luckily my work's fairly flexible. But as we make the joke, my work's not going to tell me no, you can't go and visit sick kids in the hospital. So you know, and because everybody at work loves the fact that I'm doing that. Like
Yeah, it's
when
sweet.
I get a lot of work people liking the post. So
I think without having exponential abilities, that's as close as you can get to Superman, I imagine.
yeah, well, the thing about the Children's Hospital is I get a friend of mine, the London Green Ranger. He does that because one of his kids went through that, so he goes whenever he can. But he's the one that inspired me to go reach out to the Children's Hospital and try and join in on that. So, um, and
Yeah, it's
but
great.
I've had parents, just as many, like more parents, whether their kids there or not, comment on how great that is that I'm going out and doing that. Like my first visit ever, I went in the wrong door, so I had no idea where I was going to get to the office of the children's hospital. Well, I'm walking through the hospital, like these hallways, trying to get to where I needed to be, and in costume, like in my Kingdom Come suit. And some contractor just stopped me and said, "Man, I love that suit. If I had a kid here, I'd know they'd love to see something like that." So I'm really, really, happy to know that there's somebody like you doing this sort of thing. And that sort of made my day. And a bunch of nurses sitting outside having lunch or something stopped me and took a picture. And it's like, yeah, okay, you know. And anywhere I go in the suit, I always get like horn honks and people yelling, "Hey, Superman," and things like that. So that's kind of the fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Part of it, because you're making somebody, you know, you're making somebody's day. Where even if you don't know that you're making somebody's day, because they're like,
Mhm.
like you said, JT, they're like looking, going, "Hey,
Yeah.
hey," they're whispering to their friend, "Hey, look at Superman," and because there was a variety store that we stopped in at when we were walking to the hotel, when we were at Fan Expo, and it was kind of funny. I walked in costume. The guy comments on it. He didn't have, quite honestly, he didn't have the size of pop that I wanted. They had the small, really expensive bottles or the big 2 liters. I didn't want to wander around Fan Expo with a 2-liter bottle of pop. I just wanted like the in between bottle they didn't have. So after the con, I stopped and got the big 2-liter bottle because we were going back to the hotel to have dinner and some drinks and things. But on the last day, I walked in just to say, "Hey, thanks for being so cool," thank him for being nice when I came in costume, right? But he sees a lot of costumes, I'm sure, during Fan Expo weekend. But there was a dad with his 2 little daughters, and they're just looking at me like, "What?" And he's like, "Look, it's Superman, right?" And
Superman's talking to my dad, dude.
yeah, like, and then, but my favorite one from Fan Expo with the kid is, I walked around a corner. This is 2 years ago. I walked around a corner, and here's this little girl, dressed as Supergirl. And I just looked at her and went, "Hi, cuz." And her dad heard me, turned around and went, "Oh, cool." And he goes, "See, I told you we'd run into Superman." And and I grabbed a quick photo with her. I got down on one knee, so I was down at her size. And she looks at me and says, and points at the bandage on her knee and says she tripped on some kryptonite, and that's why she's got a bandage on her knee. And it's just, oh my god,
she's that age and she's still staying in character. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh no, but it was just so funny because it's so cute coming from this, like she was like maybe 6. And she's like, "I tripped on some kryptonite. That's why I've got a bandage on my knee." And it's like, oh, just like melt my heart. Right there, girl. Like, come on, are you kidding me with that stuff? And but it's one of my favorite photos from like 2 years ago at Fan Expo is that little exchange. So
awesome.
Yeah, my first time wearing the super suit, I actually bumped into like a lot of people while I was wearing it.
Yeah.
This costume here, where I'm with you.
Yeah.
And oops, sorry, Matrix again. But yeah, so when I was wearing that, I didn't meet up with a lot of people. I met some people for the first time that I'm still friends with and talk to now. But there was like a little DC meetup, and it was kind of early in the morning, and not a lot of people showed up to it. But there was a little kid named I think Jack or John, but it's kind of, so it reminded me of Jonathan Kent a bit. Anyways, that's why I said that. And he ran up, and his parents asked me for a picture. And again, he had to be like 6 or 7, and he was wearing Superman, and he knew that I was Kingdom Come Superman. He came up and he told me all about it, and I was like, man, this little kid knows as much, probably more than me, about Superman. That's one of the best things I've ever seen, and that made me like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this again. I think it almost means something when you're wearing the suit, and I felt like I had a responsibility almost when I was wearing it to not, like, you gotta behave a little bit more proper than normally when you're wearing
got
the
a
suit.
standard.
I feel like
standard to uphold too.
yeah, no swearing, things like that.
Superman swore at me at Fan Expo. This is my story.
Yeah, the Kingdom Come suit is a good one to wear because you don't see that one a lot. You see the Henry Cavill suit. You see the you don't even see a lot of the Christopher Reeve suit. You see a lot of the Cavill suit, but you don't see a lot of the Kingdom Come suit. So that one always.
I'd love to do a good Chris Reeve suit eventually. He's my other favorite Superman.
Yeah, I'm eyeing the Reeve tribute suit at Sim Cosplay right now. So
At which cosplay? Sorry.
Sim Cosplay.
Okay.
I'm looking at that one. So
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple Reeve ones out there. And these were my friends. I only bumped into a couple times, but they're dressed in DC, so I add them to this post.
Yep.
And yeah, so that was kind of my whole experience. And then the other story that I had while I was dressed as the Thing, I'll just pull it up while I'm saying it. A little girl dressed as Cinderella came up with her family.
Yeah,
and
that's right after the Marvel photo meetup. You were coming out of there, and then as soon as you made it to the corner, the dude was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And she was like nervous, and you were talking at her through the mic and everything, and she was like,
Yeah, but anyways, what she was, I leaned over and someone said that she was kind of scared, so I was just like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm a nice rock man. And then she's like, said the funniest thing ever, because kids say the darndest things. That she's like, "Are you a human?" And then, I quickly went through the process in my head. I was like, all right, she's dressed like Cinderella. She understands transforming mice and carriages into and slippers and dresses. All right. So I just said I used to be human, but I'm a rock person now.
I think that intimidated her a little bit more, so the dad laughed and walked away with her.
No, I thought I
It was
handled
good.
it good. She posed for the picture after I said that anyway. That's probably why they actually walked away. Then here's that video with me and Wayne. That was the first time I met him too.
Yeah, Wayne's pretty cool.
There's JT right in the background there. Proof he was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all my stories. I don't really have a lot more. I gotta thank my girlfriend Jill for being my handler and helping me out the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
This is her here. We saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters when it came out again. But yeah, we had a great time. We spent the whole weekend. I'm gonna post more on my Instagram, so go there if you want to see more about Fan Expo. This was like the big breakdown video with a couple of my friends who had different experiences than I did, and it sounds like everyone had pretty good, and if I should say, super fantastic weekend. Uh, that's the corniest thing I've said this whole podcast, so I'm proud of that. Normally, I get a lot more in.
As I fight every day to get my Instagram back from Meta AI's terrible algorithm, that weekend was a nice switch up.
Yeah.
Definitely take my mind off of things.
Yeah, so I might put change.org.com. There's a petition to get these people's Instagram pages back, so I'll end up putting that in after the stream. Make sure it's below. But yeah, get people like JT's Instagram back because AI stole it. Automatically
Hundreds of
took a lot of
thousands of
people's
accounts.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy.
And well, what else did I get? This isn't from Fan Expo, but this is my merch from the movie and the Summer of Superman. This was like the Daily Planet newspaper box stand.
Yeah. Have you looked inside?
Yeah, there's newspapers on the inside too, at the bottom.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool addition that they sorry, knocked something over. That they painted the newspapers on the bottom. Yeah.
And then the two-sided newspaper, you can display crypto or Superman.
Yep.
I kind of like that. Probably change it to crypto for a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys had anything else to share. I think that's a good time to bring her to an end. It's been an excellent time talking with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, then JT, you had a good time. Your one day, your first time at Fan Expo.
Second time, another single day time, but yeah, I'd go again. It's a well organized con enough to make the drive out there.
Yeah.
For how crazy the attendance numbers are, it is actually kind of organized decently. And I know there were people voicing their frustrations with the South Building and a lot of the Artist Alley stuff going on there. And I think there's some valid criticisms about the expo overall. But yeah, I think as far as shuffling people through places, this was the fastest year I've had getting in and out of there and getting to different places. So I can't say that they're not improving, at least.
Yeah, that was the weird thing about Saturday. It seemed easier to get around, but it was but people were still complaining about how busy it was.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem as much of a
I think the hardest thing is the walk from the south to the north building. That's where it gets the most congested.
The multiple escalators.
Yeah.
Already a congested thing, and then you're funneling people through a tiny tunnel.
Yeah. So it was just, I had no problem getting back and forth, because like when I was there in 2023, I had finished a bunch of stuff, had a couple hours to kill for a photo op, and then I thought I'd go to the south building and try and catch up with my friends, because I wanted to see their Predator costumes, and
Cool.
right, and the guys from the company that do the Predators, and it took me 45 minutes to get halfway from the north building to the south building, and I just went screw it and turned around and came back to the north building and just hung around on the rail at the top of the escalators until the photo op, because it's like, if I had gone to the south building, I wouldn't have gotten back in time for the photo op if it took me like half the time to get half the distance. And then this year I popped over to the south building, did what I needed, caught up with my friends, went back to the north building, and caught back up with them, and then we headed off to the hotel. But it was no problem, but it was just as crazy busy as previous years. So yeah, definitely a little more organized. So
yeah, the flow felt a little bit better this year, I thought. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, there was a
one
couple
year,
of
one year we actually got trapped on the escalators. There was the one ended up stopping, and there was another one above it and a landing, and people kept, like, the one above it kept going and people kept getting on it, and no one was like, there was only one person like working there, and they didn't hit the stop button. I think they were at the bottom escalator, they weren't at the top one.
Towards the
And
end of the
so everyone got jammed into this, they got sardined into this like walkway between the two escalators. Like, not even kidding, we were like, move forward, please move. Like, people were pissed in front of us, telling them to move forward, and then they look back and realize that everyone's like, people are like falling over almost on the escalator. I was like, that was the absolute worst thing I've seen there, and that was a couple years ago now.
That reminds me, there was one moment where there was too much congestion, and that was at like maybe 3:30 in the afternoon / evening, when we get back in from coming out to eat. We're like heading towards the south building, and it's in the north building, the same like area where all like the celebrity wall is, where you can meet individual people and get stuff signed. The escalator to go up onto the balcony, it was deactivated, and we were waiting in line, and then Blake was like, "What is the holdup?" So good. But
yeah, well, they had two escalators coming down and one going up. They need to add another one there or something. But yeah, the one going up was just empty for like a good like almost 3 or 4 minutes, and we were just like send some people at least.
And then some chick that was cosplaying was like, she came up and like went right in front of us, and she was like live streaming on her phone with like a gimbal, and she looks to you and she's like, "You know when they're gonna start moving?" And we both look at each other, and then we look at her, and then you go, like, no words. We're just like standing there, and then by the time they turn it back on, like everyone's just like rah, like towards it. Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, though, it was decent.
You're right about that entrance, though. That's not a great spot.
Yeah. But even in the morning, though, like when I was trying to meet up with you for and I think the stress just came down to my knowledge of the building layout, because I got in there, I ran down that little spirally thing because I'm in like the south loading bay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I buy my card, activate it very quickly, and then I'm like, "Where is such and such?" Go up the escalators. There's like a blue carpeted area. Go up those, and then that's where I'm like, okay, I think I'm close enough to where I can start sending pictures. And we send those back and forth, and we're able to meet up. But it was decent enough for the most part.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, so I think there's a great spot to end it. We kind of got all our opinions out there, everything off our chest. about the stressors and the different triggers of the Fan Expo and the
Well, that would
conventions.
be
That's what the podcast is about. We got to give
that
the
would be a
full
whole
scoop.
different video.
Yeah.
If we started talking about the problems, that would be a whole different video. So
Yeah, it could go on for a while if we really got deep into it, I suppose. But that has been Con Crunchers number 8. Wasn't sure we'd make it this far. I know it's been a couple months since I did one. I'm gonna do another one soon with my friend Max about Rebel Scum Con and my The Thing cosplay that we worked together on. And then after that, I will be coming back from Salute to Smallville, and my friend Charlie will be on, and hopefully our friend Peak will be on as well. And we'll just like the next month, I'm probably gonna have 2 more episodes. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be fun, and I'm excited for everyone to see it. It's kind of just it's my season right now where we got a lot going on right now, so there's a lot of content to cover. And I want to thank you guys for coming and
thanks
for
for having me.
reminding
Yeah.
me what it's like and how it is to go to these events, meet friends, and go with friends. It's always a good time. But if you want to say goodbye, now is the time.
Bye.
See you guys. Thanks for
See ya.
coming, everybody.